Hello there, my name is Emin, EMCsoft, and in this video I want to discuss more about what's the difference between cloud and self-hosted of Bitrix24. Actually, before that video I created some list, plus and minuses, and so let's start with cloud. The main advantage of cloud is the price and fast of the setup. To use a cloud, you can create an account, use even for free account, just for testing, and start using it immediately. And there is no problem with hosting, there is no problem with email, so you just connect your Gmail account, Outlook account, and start using Booms immediately. And you can invite your employees to the Bitrix, and what else? Just connect SMS, for example, and that's it. So you're good. You start using it, and you can select cheap plan, then go to the more expensive plan. But there is a disadvantage of cloud as well, and that disadvantage is is a big plus for the self-hosted. Good. So let's go to the self-hosted. So what's the minuses of self-hosted? Self-hosted minuses is again difficult to set up. So you need to find the host, need to install it, or Amazon or DigitalOcean or probably your own server in your office. And you need to install CentOS 7 first, then you need to install Bitrix environment, then on top of Bitrix environment you need to install Bitrix, then you need to set up outgoing emails, and I got videos about how you can set up outgoing emails, and then you can add users inside of a self-hosted. This is the first minus. Difficult setup. Another minus is cost. So you need to buy a server, which is would be for about $2,500 per year, and if internal also, you need to buy a server, which is more costly than running a virtual server. You need to buy a license for the self-hosted one payment. So for 50 users, self-hosted cost for about $3,000. So you need to pay it as a one payment fee. But in cloud you can pay even monthly, or if you use buy via us, you need to pay by 3 months for 12 months. And also you need to pay for the support anyway, because when you go to self-hosted, you always have some problem with push and pull, with PHP update, present problems, with Bitrix environment update, with some different problems of firewall and so on. So you need to pay definitely for support, and so it's costly again. But if we go into the pluses, even if you pay for the cloud monthly, for the first year for the cloud you pay more for self-hosted, but then for the next years you pay less, because you pay price of a purchase of a self-hosted is the same for the cloud, for the license for the first year. But second year and third and fourth and fifth, you pay only 25% or 30%, no matter, so less, 30% of the total price. So you pay less than for the cloud. So for the cloud you pay always the same price each year, but for the self-hosted each year, for next further years, you pay less than for the cloud. So this is one plus. And but still you need to pay for a server. So probably you saving money will give you the same cost compared cloud and self-hosted. Another plus is that you can do the changes in Bitrix as you want. So you can do completely change the code to the Bitrix as you want. This is important when you got a big company, relatively big actually, 50 users. It's for me it's already a big company. Compare, for example, 5 or 10 users company, and you can do the changes in the self-hosted as you want. You have no problems with the code changes. For example, we got some applications which we sell not in marketplace but only for self-hosted, like Sign-up24, Voicemail24, Tweakall for the self-hosted, because there is some features in that applications which could be implemented only in self-hosted, just not possible to implement that in cloud. And for the cloud, you always got restrictions. You need to use REST API, and sometimes we give you possibility to do that, sometimes not. Even for the business process, when you create a business process in self-hosted, you got the option run external PHP, which is located in your server. In cloud, you have no such option, so you can use only business process internally. And it could be even a big headache for some simple business process you're going to write, and accidentally you find out that it's just not possible to do because you got a restriction for the cloud. And for self-hosted, you have no restriction, but you need to find a good subcontractors which are able to do that, because good subcontractors could give you good job, but bad subcontractors may just crash your system, and your system will not work actually. And you need to find out, and you need to start looking for another subcontractors until you will fix that problem. Also, self-hosted, you got additional features like Active Directory, for example, and PHP code in business process, which I mentioned. Also, in self-hosted, which is better for us when we work with clients, is a much better in administrative. It's better to run administration of a portal in self-hosted much easier in self-hosted than in cloud, because, for example, in cloud you can log in for in self-hosted you can log in as any user and check how it's run, for example, in business process. But in cloud you need to have their login, so login and password, which is sometimes not comfortable to get each password for each user. And in self-hosted, you can run business process, check business process for each user, because you can log in as any user directly from administrative panel of the self-hosted. And about code changes, there is some minor things like, for example, you can customize a login page, right? So you're not able to do for the cloud, and add some features there, or some advertising, or just make it brand review. It's already make more better for some customers. And the last thing why self-hosted better than cloud is that you got your data inside of your company or inside of a server where you want. So you have no data outside of a company or in external somewhere, and that's important for some companies which got some data policy internally, or government policy. And if you self-hosted, all data, for example, inside of a company, inside your firewall, everything 100% under your control, and nobody able to to get inside of your company outside of the internet, for example, can do installation of sometimes that happen. It's self-hosted internal in a company, and you can just block any internet connection outside of a company inside of your portal. So it's very secure. For example, we work some companies which we do in customization, and we got two portals. One portal outside of the company, and our portal is inside. So we doing development outside portal, because when you buy self-hosted, actually by the fact you get in two licenses, one license for the development and another license for the live, for real using it. And so we done development, and our customer just taking our code and copy its internal portal, because we have no access in internal portal of the client. We can see his portal only via TeamViewer or AnyDesk. So data security. So what to use, cloud or self-hosted, up to you, but I would recommend you to start using cloud just for testing. Start using it, understand it's a bit is good for you or bad for you, compare with others applications, and you will actually surprise how Bitrix is good for you compared to other products, and understand that it's good for you. Then move to the self-hosted. The movement from cloud to self-hosted is quite easy thing actually. For example, if you find some contractors like us, for example, we can just copy database. Not we ask a Bitrix copy a cloud database and send it to us, because we are Bitrix partner, and Bitrix ask you permission if you okay to give us database to us. So we are getting that database when we install self-hosted portal on your server, and we copy your cloud database to your self-hosted portal, and that's it. So you can run Bitrix in the same way as before in self-hosted, and actually users will see no difference. Everything will be the same, even login and passwords. Okay, to summarize, why cloud? Cheap, fast, testing. Why self-hosted? Data protection, data privacy, data policy, full control over data, and customization. So we can do in self-hosted just everything what we want. No limitation actually only budget, but theoretically we can do everything what you want. So that's it, I think. I mentioned everything, I believe. So if you go to the cloud, sign up for the cloud just below in the description under that video. If you need self-hosted, contact us via email, which is in the description of that video, or via open channels, which is link it in description under the video. So thank you, and bye-bye.